hello. Oh my gosh. Can I just say that I feel like Shaft whenever that comes on because I love that theme music. But welcome to what? Behind the Vibez. I am your host, the beautiful and talented Miss Angela Perryman. And we have a special show that we're going to keep running, which is Women Empowering Women. And before I can even start out our fabulous show, I have some phenomenal women with me right here tonight on What Behind the Vibez. It's Tuesday, May 29th. Let's get this show started. Hey, where is my girl who always tell me how you loving? Welcome in, Miss Jacinth. Hello. Hey, Jacinth.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. Oh my gosh, girl. I'm so excited. We got some juicy topics to talk about tonight.
Yes, I'm excited. I cannot wait to dive into our How You Loving segment where we talk about relationship, raw, real, and uncut.
Ooh, raw, real, and uncut. I like that. Yes, mother. You. Well, we cannot get this show even halfway started if it wasn't for my amazing talent producer, Miss Betty Vibez. What's going on, Betty Boo? Hi, honey. Oh, I can't hear you, boo. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
I told Ann, I said, it's been a long week and it's only Tuesday, honey. So I'm excited. You know what? I like long weeks when they're good. So I'm really excited about the show.
Absolutely. Me too. We have a great guest coming up. But before we introduce our guest, let's welcome in our girl. She's back. And she actually brought us our phenomenal guest tonight. Let's welcome in the beautiful Miss Ann. Hey, Ann.
Hi, girls. How are you? Happy to be here.
Sunflower.
Loving the yellow. Yes.
Is she not
Working
giving us
off it's
sunflower
spring,
vibes?
It's spring.
Yes.
We're good.
And without further ado, let's welcome in our guest of honor, the lady of the hour. She is the CEO and owner and operator of No More Secrets. Let's welcome in the beautiful and talented, and I think she's Mickey Mouse today, Miss Lynette Medley.
Woo!
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
We're excited to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you have a fully busy packed schedule, but we are so honored and so blessed to have you here. So thank you for coming today.
Well, I am so happy to be here.
Yay! Okay, well, before we dive into everything, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with What Behind the Vibez.
We're international women with real bodies, and we have real issues. Women with Control helps you stay in control. It's the uplifting factor of the no more little, no more jiggle.
No wiggle, no jiggle.
Style is not about size, it's about attitude.
Hey, you guys, welcome back. So, I started something new on the show where we want to give you all a sneak peek of who our guest is. So let's bring on in Lynette, and we're going to do something with her called 60 Seconds with No More Secrets. Hey, Lynette.
Hi, how are you? I am so glad to be here today.
I'm so glad to have you here. You look adorable. Can I just say that? Just adorable. So I love everything about what you're doing right now. It's making me happy.
That's what our intent is, to make people happy in our community.
Yes, you are succeeding. So real quick, Lynette, we do a segment on the show called 60-Second Rundown. So in 60 seconds, can you give our viewers a rundown of who and what No More Secrets is? And go.
No More Secrets is a comprehensive sexuality awareness organization that tackles topics that are taboo and stigma in our community. And from doing this, we fell into the period poverty space. So we opened up the first and only menstrual hub and uterine wellness center in the world to address health disparities related to menstrual and uterine health in our communities.
Nice. Yes. Oh my gosh, Lynette, I am super duper uber excited to have you here today, and I cannot wait to really talk about this with you and to talk about, you trying to get some legislation passed to help women with the issues that we are having with having to pay for things for our monthly needs every month. And I honestly think that is something that we definitely need to address. So Lynette, stick around. When we come back, we're going to dive into your interview with the lovely Ann. And I know she came and she visited your facility, so I cannot wait to hear about that as well. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back on what? Behind the Vibes.
Thank you.
Shout out to our girl Lavita Cameron. That is the trailer for her upcoming movie. I cannot wait till it comes out. So let's bring on to the stage. Let's bring on Ann, and let's welcome back Lynette so we can dive into this amazing interview.
Hi, Lynette.
Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Ann. How are you?
I'm great. I had such a privilege to come to the Spot last week, your menstrual hub in Germantown. And it was such an eye-opener for me. I think growing up, I have 4 sisters. I can only imagine what our household would have been like if we were suffering from period poverty. And I just want you to explain your outfit, your office, and what goes on there, because I came home just so enthused by what you're doing there. It's an amazing, amazing organization.
Definitely. So the SPOT stands for Safety Programming for Optimal Transformation, and it is the only menstrual hub and uterine wellness center in the world. And it's really a drop-in space for people to be able to get free menstrual products, menstrual health education, and wellness, in addition to safety, running water, proper waste management services. So you also asked me about my outfit. So my outfit was very intentional. Pre-pandemic, my daughter and I were doing about 80, 85 deliveries a week to communities who were, dealing with period poverty and menstrual insecurities. The pandemic hit, and we ended up increasing to about 300 deliveries a week. And we were very overwhelmed. We were tired. The community was tired and overwhelmed. We were dealing with racial, injustice, economic issues, gender issues, all these other things. So what we did was say, hey, actually, my partner was just like, act like you're going on a Disney trip, act like you're going somewhere fun, and you're getting up to do that. And that really changed my narrative, changed my energy. And actually, it allowed us to really feel like we're giving a sense of dignity to our community instead of a handout. So everyone feels so much more excited and elated. And again, our presence makes people feel, welcomed and non-judged, and feel as though they're not being judged.
Lynette, tell us how many products you're delivering a week.
So we give out over 52,000 products a week. Since the year we've opened, we've given out over 6 million menstrual products.
Wow.
Wow.
And none of this is with public funding, right?
No, we are not funded by the city, state, or federal government. All of our funding comes through donations from our community, through brands who, want to give to us, and just, private donors. There is still a huge, what I want to reiterate is there is still a huge stigma and taboo against the menstrual cycle. And also in this space, you really need to listen to the voices of people who've experienced period poverty before, or the communities who are suffering, because I don't want to be facetious, but there are a lot of people out there saying they're doing things, but it's not impacting our communities. Because again, we didn't choose to create an organization to address period poverty. We did it because it was a need in our community that we saw was not being addressed.
Right.
Well, I have a question for you. I'm sorry. Real quick, what is period poverty? In case someone is not that definition.
Thank you. So period poverty is the inability to access menstrual hygiene products, menstrual care products, in addition to waste management and operable toilets and running water on an ongoing basis. And the reason I say on an ongoing basis for them and their family members, because what you'll hear a lot of times is the term menstrual equity. And menstrual equity is a larger umbrella term where you'll have laws and policies to put them in the schools and the buildings and the churches and different things like that. And that is all great, but it will not affect period poverty, as we quickly saw during the pandemic when everything shut down and people were left to their own devices. And also, people need ongoing monthly supplies for them, their families, and their communities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Now, this is still March, and we are still empowering women for International Women's Month. Let me ask you, as a business owner and as a community activist, how do you teach women to be empowered, especially with teaching them about menstrual poverty? So how do you teach women how to be empowered about that and not embarrassed about it? Because I feel like people get embarrassed when they talk about their menstrual cycle.
I think that's one of the main things that I do. I get people to talk about it. You know, having a uterus is a powerful thing. It's one of the only organs in the body that can create another organ if you decide to. But most people came to life because of this organ that you know, in this muscle within our body. Also, to understand this is a normal, natural part of life. You didn't choose to have a menstrual cycle. This is what you were going to have, and it's part of who you are as an individual. So talking openly about it, like we talk about other things that go in our bodies, is something that allows you to empower yourself, but also empower other people. And also have a voice. One of the biggest things is that there are disparities in marginalized Black and Brown communities around a lot of health issues, and it's because we do not talk about it. Just like with the menstrual cycle, with PCOS, endometriosis, fibroids, these are all things that are impacting our bodies. But because we don't talk about a normal menstrual cycle and do not teach about a normal menstrual cycle, how can I articulate if I'm having an abnormal menstrual cycle? So I think these are the things. So what I do is empower people to have a voice, even when people don't want to hear it. People didn't want to hear us. You know, we get more no's than yeses. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue intentionally bringing this conversation to the forefront.
Lynette, you and I talked about that boys were not raised with information about a period. And so, of course, they think it's not normal because they haven't been told. And in fact, you teach in schools, right?
Definitely. We teach in schools and we teach co-ed, conversations, because I think that's the biggest hindrance about addressing menstrual health and equity and wellness and period poverty, is that the 50% of the populations that are affected by it, we're not bringing the other 50% to the conversation. So they're looking at it as something that is outside of being normal. Because when we have these conversations, so we're in schools, we're intentionally telling people this is an involuntary process. People don't choose it. You know, this is not a choice. It just comes on. And I think the more we teach everybody about menstrual cycles, then you'll get more sensitivity and understanding.
Absolutely. Well, I have a question for you, Lynette. So how can people help you? How can we actually help get your message out there, help you with donations? Because I mean, this is the time where, you know, our show personally, we are very invested in you, and I cannot wait to come to Germantown and come to the spot and bring my daughter to the spot. And so how can people help you?
Definitely. So the main thing is, again, we are funded through donations. Our GoFundMe is still out there. You know, it costs over $10,000 a month to run the spot just for the space itself. It's a 2,500 square feet space, as Ann will tell you. We have everything from a kitchen to a Breonna Taylor safe space room with futons and a television, to therapeutic offices, to Wi-Fi, to computers. We have everything that communities that are not safe in their own home, because safety, as I always say, is a relative term. Many people are not, just like Breonna Taylor. She was not safe in her own home. So our communities aren't necessarily safe at home. So this is a place where they can have running water, you know, food. We have a cocoa bar. We have a waffle bar all the time. All these things. And again, the futons, Wi-Fi, and all of that, in addition to menstrual products, toiletries, underwear. So we definitely need funding. I always have to say that funding, because again, a lot of people put out, can't go through infrastructure. If I don't have the infrastructure, I can't create safe space. So some people do not want funding, they only want to go. So I always say we need funding through our GoFundMe. We also have a PayPal. Also products. We always need products. Periods do not stop. As we say, they didn't have to stop during pandemics. They don't stop during weather. They do not stop. So we always need products. And even if you don't want to send cash, we have an Amazon wish list. You can go on there and you can send products.
Nice.
Products do get sent to our Delaware location, our Delaware facility, which is actually No More Secrets home office, because here they were getting stolen, vandalized. Our mail system is not great right here in Germantown, unfortunately. So that's where they go, and we bring them all here. Also, you can write to brands. People have written to brands on our behalf. We're the first menstrual hub in the world. Yeah, I keep saying that because we don't get uplifted the way we should. And it's because we're two Black women. I'm not slow. But we opened up the first menstrual hub in the world during a national pandemic and served over 250,000 people in the first year. So again, write to brands, ask them to uplift us, to support us, to give products to us, because again, this is very important. So those are the main things. And also advocate for change. If you know a legislator, politician, ask them to talk to people like me or the people we service. There are a lot of bills out there that are not inclusive of the experiences of the people. Again, I've lived in period poverty. My daughter has had experiences with period poverty. My community do. Our lens is different because this is a lived experience.
Absolutely. Well, hold on right there, ladies. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about why that things like Viagra are covered under insurance, but how come our pads and tampons are not covered under insurance? Why must that go through a separate spending fund, but yet things like Viagra are? So we're going to dig into that right when we come back at What Behind the Vibes. More with Lynette Medley. Welcome back to Behind the Vibes. I am Angela Perriman, and we are diving in deep with No More Secrets CEO Lynette Medley. Lynette and Ann, come on back to the stage. Now let's dive into this, ladies, because I'm flabbergasted why tampons and why pads are not covered in insurance.
Basically, the short answer is that we live in a patriarchal, misogynistic society, a society that does not really care about, individuals who have uteruses, menstruating individuals. As again, that women's bodies or bodies with uteruses are not appreciated in value. And if it doesn't affect them, then they don't care about it. Again, it to me is egregious. Because this should be considered a medical necessity. In many states, remember, it's still taxed as a luxury item. And again, I think it's
luxury.
Yeah, so it's still taxed. They just started taking taxes away in many states. I think it's still like 30 states that still tax them as a luxury item. So
I read that Louisiana taxes 9.9%.
Yep. So it's still considered a luxury item. It is not considered a medical necessity. And I think that's what we need to change. We need to change when people who don't look like us are making these decisions and sitting at these tables, we need to be very vigilant about bringing this to the attention that we have 8 and 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds who are selling their bodies and stealing and engaging in risky sexual behaviors to get a pad or a tampon, and really understand that this is not a choice. They're born with it. They don't choose it. And to really put them at risk and then penalize them for engaging in these risky behaviors because they're engaging in survival techniques just to be able to deal with their menstrual cycles.
Yeah. And you know what's amazing to me? It's amazing to me how people can get up in arms about abortion and go, oh my gosh, don't kill the baby, but you don't want to pay for pads. You don't want to pay for tampons. You don't want to pay for these things, but you're like, no, everybody go have babies. We'll pay for that, but we won't pay for pads. I can't wrap my head around it because I have a 15-year-old daughter, and like I told you on the phone, we go through about $200 worth of pads and things in a month.
Wow.
Because sometimes, with having a teenager, sometimes her period might come on twice. So
they do. They're not regulated for 2 to 3 years. Definitely.
It's not regulated. And we were talking about how a woman's body processes this, and how you said we're only normal for 1 week out the month.
So now that I'm on the other side of this, I look back and I go, 1 good week a month, right? Otherwise, you're so controlled by your hormones, by having your period. Is it a good period this month? Is it not? You have cramps, you have ovulation pain, all of this stuff. This is just incredible hardship for women, yet to do this then without the necessary things you need is just incredible.
Definitely.
How people can go through that. It's hard enough all on its own.
It is.
Well, I think we're some amazing women, and I think we absolutely should try to get some legislation right here in the Commonwealth. Because I mean, if you don't start where you live at, how can you change things in other places? And I mean, the Commonwealth is a very hard place to get things passed, and I think that that's something that we should definitely work on, ladies, because I just think that this is just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I mean,
Lynette,
it's ridiculous.
is there any current legislation going forward?
No.
It's
not. I mean, no. I know right now, and again, everybody's talking about the menstrual equity for all from Mang, but that's a heavy bill. It goes everything from the prisons to the schools to if you have over 1,000, people in your job. But it's just a lot. It's a lot. No, there's not one. It's too big. Like you said, my ask would be just for it to be added to Medicaid, Medicare, WIC, or SNAP benefits. Yeah. And then any school that gets free lunches should be able to get free menstrual products. That would be the No More Secrets Lynette bill that I think needs to be introduced, because I feel like you're already adding it on to assist people who we've already deemed, needing assistance. Right. Do you understand? I think sometimes when you start too high level, and you start getting into businesses and them making decisions, that's a whole different caveat, because again, you're talking about apples and oranges, and I'm talking about trying to save my community from using socks so that their vulvas are so raw that they're, have infections. So again, I'm at a totally different, and again, you need to talk to people who've experienced it, or talking to people. Somebody had, what about the health of tampons?
Yes, One of our team members is in the green room and asked the question.
So tampons in and of itself are safe if you do not leave them in for a long period of time. So you cannot leave tampons in for more than 5 hours.
Wow.
And because of that, it can cause toxic shock syndrome. So you are not supposed to sleep in tampons either. And you only are supposed to use tampons based on the absorbency that you need. Don't be grabbing that Super Plus and that Super and it's not even on yet. Again, because that basically drains your normal, fluids and everything inside. So again, you just need to be more vigilant about changing them. That's why period poverty is so detrimental, and pads that aren't cotton or organic. Let me just be honest. I don't get into the whole organic versus whatever. Again, I'm low level with my communities. I'm just trying to prevent my communities from using socks. So anything we give them is safer. And then after we get legislation just to give them products, just like with free lunches, initially it was like, let's give free lunches to the kids, get them safe. And then we started giving healthier options, because I feel like if we start too high, again, it's not going to get passed. You're going to have the wrong people at the table having a conversation. Again, my community really doesn't care what kind or what brand, as long as they have something, because right now they are using old tampons that they find, or old pads. Again, we have some. And also I wanted to explain that oppression shouldn't alleviate choice. All because I'm poor, you can't not give me what I'm used to. Do you understand? Because I'm not going to decrease the behavior. So if I say, hey, this is all you can, almost like when food things, like if I like this and you're like, oh, well, you're only going to get this, I might not eat it. So I'm still going to continue in the same maladaptive, risky behavior. So when my community has a preference of a brand or a kind, I give them that. And then I introduce some things as they get comfortable with me to other options. So there are healthier options like cups and, menstrual things, but also cups, you have to have running water. You have to have something to clean it. You have to be comfortable with insertions. We have people from religious, cultural, and people who just don't like insertions. So again, we really want to make sure, we have this. Okay, you can use a menstrual disc while you're menstruating, to have sex, or you can have sex. It's up to you. Sex is not stopped because of a menstrual cycle is more about how people feel, how comfortable we are.
Right.
You know, some people have heavy, clotty periods. They don't want to. Some people have lighter periods due to hormonal, apparatus and different things, and they're comfortable. It's up to your level of comfortability and your partners, but it's nothing negative or that can get you sick from having sex during your menstrual cycle. So I did want to put that out. But some people are using, instead of the menstrual cup, the menstrual disc, because you can use the menstrual disc and still have sex with a menstrual supply product inside of you.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
And Nanette, what do you think is the biggest thing you've learned since you started this?
The fluidity of menstrual products and also the realities of the people trying to access them and use them. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned about so many products. Is, people like reusable pads, but you got to have a laundry facility or somewhere to wash them. Like you always hear this, just throw this at them. And like you can't even wash reusable pads or reusable diapers in laundry facilities. It's a health code violation. That's why they don't give out reusable diapers anymore. So sometimes you still need running water and things to be able to, clean them with. So again, are there hormonal balance where we can get, I can't read that on my thing. So I think that's one of the main things. And I've just learned that, people want to have access to products. People want to live in dignity. People do not want to live in period poverty, and I think that is really horrible when people look at them like, oh, they choose to do this or something wrong with them. As I say, I don't even use vulnerable or marginalized populations anymore. I use communities that are impacted by oppressive people, because I feel like it's not their choice. If I'm poor or I'm having social economic issues and that I need access to these things like everything else, and you deliberately leave this off the table, what do you expect me to do? So
Right. I have one more question for you, and then we're going to get ready to wrap our segment because we're going to get into how you loving, Lynette. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear what you say about how you loving.
Okay.
For people who don't know, can you explain what is toxic shock syndrome? Because I know a lot of people have heard that, but a lot of people don't know what it actually is.
So, I don't want to say it wrong, but toxic shock syndrome is when the tampon absorbs your normal, I don't want to say it wrong. What is it? Because it creates toxins with inside of you. And what happens is your body starts fighting against the toxins like it's a disease, and you can get sick from that. That's what it is. It's almost like your body looks at it as it's a toxin with toxic shock syndrome, right, Naya? That's what it is. Yeah. So your body starts fighting against the toxins because it's looking at it as a disease, and you can die from it, actually. And that's what it is.
Overblown immune response.
That's what it is. Thank you.
Right.
Overblown immune response to it. So your body starts looking at it as something wrong, and people have died, and you can die from it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow. The education. I absolutely love it. Okay, well, ladies, we're going to get ready to wrap up this segment, but I just want to say, Lynette, please give people your website, give them any information where they can go find your GoFundMe, your PayPal, or where they can actually drop off supplies if need be. Can you actually come to Germantown and drop off supplies at the spot?
Yes, they can if they call us first, and we're here. So if you go on nomoresecretsmbs.org for Mind, Body, Spirit, MBS, No More Secrets, MBS.org. All the information is on there, from how you advocate, how you drop off donations, how you can donate. All of our donation options are on there, our GoFund options, everything is on our website. And again, if you want to drop off, just make sure you contact us first, because again, sometimes we're here, sometimes we're in the community, sometimes we're at schools, different places. We want to make sure we're here. Do not leave things outside.
Right. Yes. And if people want to volunteer with you guys, do they also go to your website?
That's on the website also. Yep. Everything's on the website.
You know what? We're going to have Bobby, our producer, drop that link here so that everyone can see it, and that way they can go on your website and follow you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Lynette. I mean, don't go anywhere. I want you to stay around for the rest of the show, but we are going to continue, and we're going to stay in contact with you, and we're definitely going to put something together to work with you guys and hit the streets with the community. I would love to do that with you. Absolutely.
No problem.
I would love to do that, because I mean, I'm so proud of everything that you're doing and giving out 52,000 products. It's amazing. It's absolutely, look, I thought I had a busy schedule, girl. Hands down. You are killing it, hands down. All right, you guys. Well, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to get into our segment with the beautiful, and if you guys like what I got on, with Women in Control with the beautiful Renee Greenstein. So we're going to have an empowering moment with Renee when we come back on Behind the Vibes.
We're international women with real bodies, and we have real issues. Women with Control helps you stay in control. It's the uplifting factor of the no more little, no more jiggle.
No wiggle, no jiggle.
Style is not about size, it's about attitude.
Welcome back to Behind the Vibes. And as you guys know, we are celebrating empowering women. And right now, we're about to have an empowering moment with Renee Greenstein.
If I'm around, because I'm going to be traveling a lot more now. Yay. And I might just go, hello, divas.
We will answer the call.
Yes. We will be there with our tummy control leggings intact.
I will be there with all, and our jewelry. Okay.
Yes.
I'm rocking Renee's jewelry.
Got my hoops on. Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And again, Renee, I'm so obsessed with your como and your dusters, your dresses. I mean, so what is coming next? Because I know we have a today's special value coming up on QVC. What can we expect for today?
Just happens to be a little como jersey printed. Dress. Did I say oops?
Oh.
That has, ladies, I'm giving you something you've never, ever, ever, ever had before. Okay. I went into my kitchen and said, what can I cook up now? Okay. Brew my little magic potion. So stay tuned, because there's going to be a dress with something, jacket maybe, coming into your future. Okay. And then a lot of coordinating pieces to go with it. That'll be incredible. Oh, could you get me my necklace? Because I also, I'm wearing the pearls because pearls is of purity.
Bad, Renee. Bad.
But it might be something I'm working on. I love Baroque and pearls and whatever. So maybe one day would have you. But what's going to be coming is this necklace. Okay, so with the today's special value, if I can put this on. Debbie, why can't I put this on? 1 second. I'm going to get it. But this necklace. Look at this necklace, okay? Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Chunky. I love some. Look, I love big and chunky.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
So this is going to be coming, and you're going to love it. And it's going to be in 2 colors, but look at how great that looks.
What's the other color?
Neckline.
Ebony, honey.
Ebony.
You got your glazed hot ginger, and then you've got more black. Ebony.
Yes, ma'am.
We need your theme music right now.
Right? That was stuck in my head for hours yesterday. But it was such a good little jam. Like, we were dancing our tushies off to it. It was great.
Okay, well, we can't give too much away. I absolutely love her. Betty and I had just an amazing time talking with Renee. Thank you so much, you guys. Stay tuned. That was part 2 of our 4-part interview with the beautiful and wonderful Miss Attitudes by Renee herself, Renee Greenstein. But now we're about to get into it with my girl, and Jacinth girl. How you loving? Let's start our segment with my girl.
Yes.
Loving girl.
How's it going? Happy Tuesday. I was really enjoying that interview, the session with Renee, because I was like, oh, what about tampons? What about cotton pads? What about and then I heard about the hormonal shots. Like, some women go to their doctor every month to get, or however often, to get like hormonal balance shot to help them with their mood swings, or, you know, when people are hormonal and they're going through changes, especially menopause and stuff. So yeah, that was amazing.
Yes. I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait to work with her. I think that she's just amazing.
Yeah, they're doing some phenomenal things, man.
Phenomenal. So, girl, what is our topic today?
So, I wanted to get into, especially, you know, a lot of women, a lot of men are starting to get, you know, the pandemic is starting to die down a little bit, and people are starting to get out there, get to dating again. And, you know, I was always curious as to, when you meet someone and you don't have that instant butterfly and, you know, fireworks, does that mean run for the hills? He or she is not the one? Or, you know, are there some people who don't have fireworks right away, and their love for their partner developed into something amazing and magnificent? So I wanted to get, you know, our Behind the Vibes family take on the fireworks.
Okay. Well, let's bring to the stage our producer, Miss Betty. Betty Vibes, get on in here, girl.
Oh my goodness.
You say, Betty.
Well, I think that chemistry is chemistry. Sometimes you have it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sometimes you have chemistry with someone, and sometimes you do not. I as someone who has been openly omnisexual from the time I was 15, I can tell you that oftentimes getting to know people and who they are, attraction can build. So I don't think that it's an immediate just, we're done, it's not going to happen. I think sometimes seeing who someone is can draw you in. Seeing the things that matter to them, their vulnerabilities, how they are with their families, or with their children, those things can build an attraction. You can become, you know, attracted to them through that knowledge that you don't have initially. I personally think that the butterflies are a warning.
Oh, we'll see. Okay, hold on. Come on back in, Jacinth, because we had a conversation where you said if they don't have the butterflies, that people should hightail it out of there. So, Jacinth, what do you think about that? Because I'm like, should it be the butterflies?
I was like, where am I going back in? Okay, so I would say for me, I've been on both ends, where in dating, I've dated people who I didn't have fireworks right away with, and they just happen to be like great bachelors. Like, those are usually the people who really, really, really adores you, who really compliments you, who will worship the ground you walk on, who really, really are so selfish and so, you know, they just compliment your life very well. And I've had people whom I've had the fireworks for, and they were douchebags. They were overly confident and for no reason, conceited, and feel like they are the gift to every woman, or, you know, like he's the gift. Like, you know, so
girl, tell me how you really feel.
You know, so I would say,
I'm like, ooh, let me get closer.
I would definitely say it's a give and take, because every situation is different. But I would say, don't be so quick to shut the door in somebody's face, or her face, or his face, if you don't have fireworks and rainbows right away, because that is not what sustains a relationship. That can die down, because that same person you have fireworks for and butterfly the first 3 to 4 to 5, 6 months, that person does something and hits you or triggers something the wrong way, and all of a sudden all those feelings have now dissolved. So what's going to keep
about fireworks? Fireworks are attractive.
Those are like emotions.
And loud, and they get attention really quickly, but then eventually they're like sparklers, they burn out.
Yeah.
So I really feel like, what happens after you just burn out and then there's no more?
The work is what really is going to sustain a relationship, is the work. Love is an action word, it's not an adjective.
There's actually like
showing up.
Go ahead, Betty.
Okay, so people who enjoy polyamory and open relationships, they oftentimes have something that is referred to as NRV, which is New Relationship Vibes. It's that excitement. It's the woohoo of being with someone that is new. And those are wonderful and they're great and they feel amazing, but they're not sustainable. They're not realistic.
It's like eating chocolate, I guess, or drinking coffee, and you get like a caffeine buzz or a sugar buzz, and then once the buzz dies down, then you crash really hard. Let's bring in Lynette. Lynette, what do you think about this? Are you actively dating?
I'm actually married.
Oh, yay! How long have you been married?
It'll be 10 years this year.
Yes.
But this is my third marriage.
Oh, okay.
That's good though, because you know what,
you know exactly what you want and don't want.
I'm a divorcee.
I did want to kind of weigh in on this butterfly thing. It's ironic when you look at the relationships and how it and how we, react. So one of the things is that I've always tell people never date right after someone dies, right after you leave another relationship or other change, because your hormonal level and the way you react to stuff, those butterflies might come, but it might not be in reality to this person, but maybe more about you trying to feel better about yourself, because your hormonal levels, when you are depressed or sad or not feeling good about yourself, the reaction you get from somebody that makes you feel different or good might not be what they're actually doing, just maybe that presence to help you out of that. So they say never, I learned this in human sexuality. That's what my master's is in. But they learn your hormone, never date, because that's not a great, or if you're drinking, all of these different things. So even though those butterflies might not come, it might not be a true indicator that this is the right person for you. That's why sometimes you tell people, go out several times, start having real conversations, start doing stuff that's not necessarily planned, like, like you have to go make an errand. See how they act in those situations, because we do all the fun stuff and all the giggly stuff, and then when the real stuff comes, we're like, I really don't like this person, but you never did that with them. Like we're to the regular supermarket, or like we did all the fun, cute stuff with them. Introduce them to some of them family members. Do some of the stuff that you have to do on a normal basis, and then see how that feels. So again, I would just say that.
I was
like
what
that,
you said, because I feel like oftentimes, like she said, when you're dating around these situational things that happens or traumatic experiences that happen, you're trying to fill that void. Definitely. You're trying to fill that void, and it's a place, it's a space filler. And also, like she was saying too, I totally agree. Make sure when you're dating with someone, before you get so caught up in oohs and ahs, date them throughout all 4 seasons. And I guarantee you, the winter time is the hardest time to date.
It is.
It's dark outside. You are grumpy. You're on edge. You don't want to be bothered. It is cold. I'm free.
You can see if they're going to help you shovel the snow or clean off your car.
Yes. And you want to see, will that person shovel for you? Will that person clean your car? Will that
shovel?
person,
like, listen,
is that person handy? Yeah, so it's like she was saying, because it's so easy to get made up and put the makeup on, and we have a date plan, so you got to get the oohs and the ahs, you got to get ready. But when you're caught off guard and you have to be with someone day in and day out, and it's no longer made up, and it's not a date night thing that you're preparing.
And that's when you always
sick
in the winter. You get your nasty cold, and you get
like.
Can you survive the winter, honey?
Can you survive the winter? That's a book. Listen.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I can write 4 chapters.
How you feel about somebody?
Girl, I can write like 4 too.
Girl, how you feel about somebody in the summertime? It will change completely in the winter. I promise you. Okay. Everybody is happy in the summertime. It's sunny outside. It's vacation time. It's people are traveling. That's a fun stuff.
But the winter, when y'all locked in together, and then you hit a pandemic on top.
But also don't get caught up in the winter, because that's also cuffing season. So everybody's locked in. It's holiday time. The holiday blues. That's the holiday blues. So don't get caught up, because a lot of time after Valentine's Day and the hot girl and hot boy summer start, the springtime, everybody traveling, everybody start breaking up. Everybody start breaking up after cuffing season. So it's about cuffing season time is about to end right now. Is after Valentine's Day.
Cuffing season is over, because once spring break hits, cuffing season's over.
Girl, that's when everybody's letting
everything
it out.
happens.
All the temptations are out there.
It's over. It's just over like, okay, so let's bring in Ann, because Ann is our OG. Ann's been married the longest. Ann, come on in here and let's talk about these butterflies. Do you and Marty still get butterflies?
Maybe. Let's put it this way, we've survived 43 winters. How about that?
That's good. Girl, that's all the butterflies you need. Trust.
That's all
you know what I learned long ago, which I thought was a really good thing, is that you attract someone of your same mental health.
You do.
Yes.
Which applies to what Lynette was saying, that if you're in turmoil after a bad situation, that's who you're going to attract, someone of that level of mental health. I think that's a really good point you made.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, we're still here, 43 years and a half, and still going.
Did you guys have butterflies in the beginning, or was it a friend?
Oh, yeah. No, we did. But it was a friendship first.
It was a friendship first. So you didn't go off of the butterflies. You guys maintain a friendship.
No, but we had, I mean, I thought he was very attractive. Yes.
Right.
But we were friends in the beginning, and we got to know each other pretty well. We enjoyed each other's sense of humor and stuff like that. So.
No, that's important. The reason why I asked is because some people, when they have that butterfly effect and they get so caught up in the excitement and the hormones and everything blasting, they want to jump in head first and they don't know how to control their emotions.
Right. And they don't listen to that other voice in their head.
Yeah. Right. You're just going off of feelings and emotions.
Right there.
Yeah, those feelings can be a huge distraction as well, because you're so caught up in your expectation and what do you want, and the picture that you've painted in your head for this person who may not even be in your life in the next 6 months.
Definitely.
You know, and that's what brings on disappointment and resentment, because somebody did not level up to the picture and your expectations of them.
Definitely.
And you know what? That part right there, you can't put expectations on someone and they don't know that you have these expectations on them.
Right.
You can't do that. You know, and I think that's a big misconception with women that we do, where we automatically think, oh, a man knows that he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that. Well, what if he wasn't trained for that? If he wasn't trained, he doesn't know. So you're putting him on a pedestal all the way up here, and he might be down here.
Definitely. And I think one of the biggest things that we have with relationships is we expect people to love us the way we want to be loved. And everybody has different love languages. You know, when we're doing relationship counseling all the time, we always see this, well, I'll do this and I do this. You'll ask them, well, I'm doing this. And I said, would you ever ask them, is that what they want? Right. And what happens is we'll love someone how we think that we want to be loved without really finding out how they want to be loved and what their love language looks like. So that goes into that expectation. You need to speak clearly about what your expectation is in a relationship and what their expectation is in a relationship. And then once you again start having these conversations, then you don't feel as though, somebody isn't getting what they need. And I think that's the important thing. We'll love people,
and I think that comes with maturity, because I think we have this romantic notion that this wonderful knight in shining armor is going to know our every want, and then we're disappointed when they don't do it. Right, but they know nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's learned.
Nothing.
So you're never one-sided or one-dimensional. We all change based on who we're around, because everybody brings out different sides out of us. How I am around Angela is not going to be how I am around Betty, because we connect differently. How I was with boyfriend A is not necessarily how I was with my ex-husband. So we all, you're a mirror of each other. So however you connect with that person, they're going to bring that side out of you. And just so some people might be saying, okay, so what if the butterfly isn't there at all? Should I even waste my time and see if it goes somewhere? And I feel like that's where maturity comes in, where you really have to do your homework. And like we said, go out on dates and get to know that person as a friend first, because not every connection is a romantic connection.
So real quick, speaking of that, is Betty back? Oh, Betty's back. Okay, yay! You're back, Betty. So Betty, real quick, you can speak on being friends before you got married. Give us a little backstory with you and Russell. We can't hear you, Boo. Unmute yourself. There you go.
I got you. Russell and I met when we were 15 and 16, and we did not go on our first date until I was 28 years old.
Wow.
Nothing. We had a strictly platonic relationship for years and years, and it was just friends. He was there for me when I went through my divorce. There was always, the emotions were always there. But the difference between what I experienced with him and what I experienced with, like I said, the NRV, the new relationship vibes, is with Russell, it was consistency. Love is built through consistency. It's easy to like somebody. I like you because you're funny. I like you because you bought me a drink. I like that person. But love, it's built through consistency. And he was there for so many years, and he was so consistent and so honest and so great with my kids. That was the big one. The day that he met my kids, Maddox went running through the house, and this was back when Maddox was nonverbal. And Maddox started yelling his name. Oh. And when an autistic child yells someone's name who they just met, when they are nonverbal, it stops you in your tracks.
Wow.
And
very cool.
And he did all the things I waited forever for. He opened doors. He pulled out chairs. He stood up when I had to go to the bathroom. You know, he wanted to know things about me. He listened. And that's not something you find initially. That's beyond the butterflies. That's more than the icing on the cake. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't need the icing when you got the
ingredients.
Right. You got the cake.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Oh my God, ladies. You know that we have killed an hour already.
Wow.
We have killed the hour already. That was so amazing. It's so amazing. So we're gonna get ready to wrap up the show. Lynette, I know you have to get ready to wrap up because I know you have another interview to get to. So is there any last things that you would like to say? And please drop your social media information or your website so people can follow you and follow your journey.
Well, also, I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity to be on here and just have this conversation, and also just continue, supporting us and other organizations who are doing this work in the community, and just follow us. All our social media handles are on our website. I'll make sure I typed it right. Secrets. Yes, I did it. And just, support us, because we're the only one in the world who did what we did. And we are just trying to save lives, but also talk to your legislative bodies. Everybody has their own senators. Everybody has their state representatives. Everybody has their council people. Start, having these conversations like, what are you doing about period poverty? And see what happens. And also follow us, because we will actually be launching in April the first mobile menstrual health unit in the world.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So we will be doing pop-ups and conversations. So we were taking it to the streets in a mobile unit. We will have different nurses and physicians alongside, because they do their rotations through the spot. So we're really taking it to do pop-ups in communities to really talk about menstrual health and wellness.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lynette.
Thank you.
I feel every time I talk to you, I learn so much. I thought I knew, but I didn't. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity to talk to you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that was technical difficulty.
That was amazing. Thank you so much. I really really enjoyed the session, and I learned so much. Wow.
Yes. Yes, Lynette. Thank you so much. And we definitely have to have you come back on the show, and we definitely have to.
Well, I definitely will, because you guys can tell that I like to talk. So hey.
Join the vibes. Join the vibes.
Yeah, join the vibes.
You are amazing, and we'll be in touch. You have a beautiful day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, ladies, this was an amazing show. We had an all girl power show. Girl power. Oh my gosh, and thank you so much for bringing Lynette to the stage.
She
today.
is a rock star. She's amazing.
And we're all going to have
She's
to
amazing.
trip and go to the spot in Germantown and actually go there and actually check out her spot. I'm excited. I can't wait to take Harmony.
It's incredible.
So, Ann, thank you so much, honey. You did a beautiful job today. And of course,
so
we'll have you back next month, lovey. Thank you.
Thanks, girls.
Love you.
Love you
Betty Boo. thank you to my super duper producer. You're amazing, ma'am. Just amazing.
Yes.
You want to give me last shout outs? Any last words?
I just loved this show. You know, as a sister of 3 sisters and 2 stepsisters, and there were so many women in our house. I get it, and I understand, and I felt the shame and the embarrassment to the point that I just tell my daughter, I'm just like, it's natural. Don't ever be ashamed of it. Every single person that you are looking at came from someone who has a period.
Right.
So,
all
you
have
know,
a period.
We all have a period.
That's how our babies are here. That's how we're here.
Exactly. I was like, if someone is talking to you, their mother has periods. Trust me, or they wouldn't be here. She's fertile. It's working. So
Right?
I think that what Lynette does is incredible, and I'm so glad to have been a part of this girl power show with all the feminine vibes. So yeah.
Thank you, Betty. And just said, girl, how you love it. Girl, always a great segment. You always bring, and he always something great and positive to talk about. So any last words and comments, my love?
No, just be careful out there and just be smart, be wise. And don't go off of your feelings and your instant emotions and the fireworks. Be really logical and dating and take your time and grant yourself grace. Grant yourself grace. Huh?
Look, watch out for those damn butterflies.
Right. Those butterflies can be misleading.
Yo, don't make you fly away.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in those.
Well, thank you,
ladies.
Thank you
so
Angela. Much. And ladies, don't forget, we're going to keep celebrating women, and we're going to keep our empowerment going even until next month, into April. So we'll be back with some more empowering women next month, you guys. I love you, ladies. Thank you for coming to the stage today. I'll see you guys backstage in a minute.
All right.
Oh my gosh, that was an amazing show. I cannot say thank you enough to Lynette Medley of No More Secrets. And let me just drop you guys her website so you know where you can go if you want to send donations, if you want to register, or call and make a reservation to drop off donations, where her GoFundMe is. And if you want to volunteer in the community and help Lynette and her whole team, you can find her at Lynette Medley. That's LYNETTEMEDLEY at No More Secrets mbs.org. And that's where you can find Lynette and her whole team. And I just want to say again, thank you to Renee Greenstein. Thank you to my entire team. Thank you to Ann for bringing Lynette to the stage tonight. And we have more empowerment coming up next month in April. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Women's Month. Well, today's the 29th. So enjoy the rest of your Women's Month. We love you, and we'll see you next month right here on What Behind the Vibes. Bye.